here in Scotland, Glasgow, in Scotland's largest city, country of 5 million population. Scotland is one of the most historic countries in the world. It's a country that's faced much battle history, from the Roman invasion of 2,000 years ago, the Battle of Mons Graupius. Many people question of whether the Battle of Mons Graupius had happened. Invasion coming across from Ireland to Scotty, and of course the Viking invasion. Scotland is one of the most historic countries in terms of the battle history, but as well, of course, the Scottish Enlightenment. It's one of the countries that changed the face of the way the modern world, of the way we see things today, from the likes of Adam Smith to Robert Burns, Robert Louis Stevenson, and of course Sir Walter Scott.
One of those greats was John Knox, a fiery character who was put into exile by the English in France, taught Presbyterianism. John Knox would become the key to opening the door to the foundations of Scotland's democracy, granting the Scottish people the freedom to read and write. Although much of the 17th century after John Knox died reverted back to more theocratic ways, later into the 18th century things would change back to John Knox's foundations. A young boy, Thomas Aikenhead, sadly became a poster image to what would become the final straw, wrongly hung for speaking blasphemy for what was his free mind against God and Jesus, also for being caught reading a book on atheism. It was in those days Scots never had the freedom to read and write. This suppression and sad story of this young boy would later prove the significance of John Knox's foundations. As things reverted back to Knox's way of thinking, the 18th century would become one of the most revolutionary time periods in world history. Scotland would become the wee country with a big impact in the world, as Winston Churchill once quoted proudly, "Of all the small nations of this earth, perhaps only the ancient Greeks could surpass the Scots to the contribution to mankind." That freedom to freely read and write would prove successful, which opened the door to the Scottish Enlightenment.
So here we are at the River Clyde in Glasgow. The River Clyde was centre point to trade in the world, to the tobacco trade, to the start of what would become the Industrial Revolution. And it was Scotland that transformed and changed the modern world as we know today. And it's had a massive influence on the world over. And it's something that I feel every Scot can be very proud of.
Thank you.